Before we get to the video, don't forget, we're giving away one of Eagle's turbos in one random order. And all you have to do is go to cjracecars.com or harlowco.us. Because this ends tomorrow at 11:59 p.m., we're throwing a signed CJ Race Car sticker in every single order over $25. So go to cjracecars.com or harlowco.us, and you may end up with this turbo in your order, which is off the fastest radial tire car in the world. This turbo's been almost 262 miles an hour. Let's get to the video. We made a video about who's driving Eagle, and it was Troy Perez Jr., and he's here. He stopped by to bring some parts for Eagle. He got some diamond pistons, and he got a converter from Mark Mickey Transmissions, and he brought him by. So we figured no better time to introduce him than now while he's here, because he's busy all the time. Guys fishing.
I've been on vacation, been fishing. So I let you guys, put the video out and everything. I was like mystery man a little bit, I was on vacation, getting ready, getting prepped. I knew we had a lot to do with the car. So
Oh yeah.
Came back while I was gone. I was working on getting us some parts, some things that we needed to go to the first race. And we're here delivering the goods.
Yeah, diamond pistons. Got Troy the pistons, and we got extra rods, extra pistons, extra heads. We got enough stuff. Hopefully, we won't tear anything up.
I mean, we're gonna need a little bit of stuff. But,
yeah.
As like regular maintenance. But yeah, hopefully we don't do any extra damage.
But a lot of the people are upset we took the turbos off, and I'm trying to reassure them that we're going to run this thing as hard as we have to go faster than it did before.
I think that we're going to be able to go so much faster to the short track.
Yeah.
That's going to make it up the middle of the racetrack and down the racetrack.
For sure.
And like you can't replace the noise that the Charger makes.
The Hertz Charger it's insane. It sounds like it's falling apart all the time. I don't even know how you know if you got an issue, to be honest.
I don't even know how you got it on the front of the car.
Barely.
It's like
it's massive.
It's massive.
It makes my head look small, and that's
massive.
Impressive. Yeah. So we just wanted to introduce Troy. We got some parts. We're going to do another video with all the companies that came on as a sponsor, because there's a lot of great companies. We had a lot of companies reach out that weren't maybe in our, in our area, and we didn't really want to do that. So we got a lot of good companies that we actually directly deal with on a daily or weekly basis, and some awesome people. We want to introduce those people also. So we're going to get ready to do this. We got to get the car from RK still. He's got to get to Seaport for him, and hopefully fire it up pretty quickly after. He's actually going to come over with Victor probably and swap the pistons, because we got to do pistons, rings, camshaft, head gaskets, some other stuff. So.
Yeah, so everything's just basically bolted up, bolted up right now, no Loctite, no torque spec, anything like that. Take the engine apart, get all that stuff done, bolt the Charger up final, make sure the headers are all, bolted up tight, get the car cranked, heat cycle it, and nut and bolt the whole car. And hopefully, if I don't get struck by lightning first.
Don't do that.
We
he almost did.
We could go do some testing. Yeah, Cameron wouldn't give me the door code. I'm stuck out in the rain,
I thought he had it. I thought he remembered it.
No, he thought I was a crazy fan is what he thought. So
I'd leave him outside. No. But if you don't already know who Troy is, he owns Innovative Racecraft, and he's literally 5 or 10 minutes down the road. Awesome racer, won a bunch of stuff. I know you've never necessarily ran Pro 275, but again, great racer. I know you take care of the stuff, you maintenance stuff really well, and very competitive, and that's what we want. We want to go out there and win. We don't want to go out there. We might not do great all the time, but I wanted to give us the best shot. I don't want to go out there and just,
we're gonna win you a race this year.
We're gonna do the best we can.
We're gonna go. We're gonna win a race this year. We're gonna get Cameron one of those nice hats, one of those yellow jackets.
I like
big
those.
Trophy, big check. We're gonna get all that stuff.
It's got to be a really big check.
You gotta go to a really big bank.
We're already down here. So
you
if we get a really big check, we'll get to the middle.
Really big bank to cash it, though.
That's okay. I'll go.
They said 20,000 race was on the short side. I think that what we should do is we should make a budgeting. Like we should actually. I'm gonna save every receipt when we go to the track. From the time I leave to the time we get back, I'm gonna save all the receipts. Let's see how much this stuff costs. I think that we're gonna come in on the lower side.
Is there any way that when we post this to YouTube, we can block my wife from seeing this one? Just pretend like this video never happened? You said 20,000 raise.
We might buy her a new handbag or something like that.
We're gonna have to, bud.
Yeah.
She's buying it right now. She's watching this video.
I'm saying we're gonna get below 20,000 raise.
Oh,
yeah. We're gonna budget this thing right.
Yeah, okay.
I got James Tall helping me as well.
Oh gosh.
To cook the books.
So it's gonna look like on your end less than 20 on my end. It's gonna be like, where does $100,000 go?
Yeah, well, we send some in. It's completely different than what we spend.
No, that's good. That's what we need for sure. But all right, we just want to introduce Troy. If you haven't already, go to his page. He's got a Facebook page, Innovative Racecraft. He builds a bunch of parts that a lot of people can use. Actually, some S10 stuff, Mustang stuff, all that kind of stuff. So go over to his Facebook, check it out, and you'll see a lot more of them pretty soon. If you've ever had a dog, you know they're more than just a pet. They're part of the family. Whether they're following you around a garage, riding shotgun, or waiting for you to get home, you want to know you're giving them the best. This video is sponsored by Sundays for Dogs. What really stood out to me is how straightforward their ingredients are. Their beef recipe starts with USDA grade beef, then includes nutrient-rich beef heart and beef liver, along with real ingredients like blueberries, spinach, pumpkin, carrots, and other fruits and vegetables you can actually recognize. It's gently air dried to help preserve those ingredients, and it's incredibly simple to serve. Just scoop it straight into the bowl. No extra prep, no mess. And honestly, seeing a dog excited at mealtime never gets old. If they're gonna be by my side every day, it just makes sense to feed them something made with real ingredients. If you're ready to upgrade what's in your dog's bowl, check out Sundays for Dogs. Use my link in the description or my code Cameron50 to get 50% off your first order. Thanks again to Sundays for Dogs for sponsoring today's video. Today, we're unboxing the most expensive engine we've ever had in the shop. A lot of cool things with this engine and some not so cool things with this engine. It's the most expensive engine we've ever had here.
Is it?
Oh yeah,
Really?
by a little bit.
Really?
$140,000 for these two boxes to put these engines together. Yeah. Plus, it's a street car engine.
2 boxes.
Well, there's a
That
box
one
over
too.
there. Danny and Brian have not seen this.
This
yet.
is not including a transmission.
This is just engine.
just engine, huh?
$140,000, almost $140,000 engine. So, it's a street car engine, very expensive engine. The car that it goes in is right behind Ryan here. Some of you may have seen this car on our channel. We started this car and got pretty far, and about 2 years ago, he decided he may want to switch engines. Waited on an engine that was going to come out. I don't think it came out. They're still doing some research on it. So finally got this engine. I don't know, we've had this engine a couple weeks now, maybe a month.
Yeah.
So we're getting ready to start working on it. There's also some bad news, and that's why we have this engine over here. The first engine was a Hemi with a blower, but the blower didn't stick past the midplate. So when we built the car, the dash bar is only about 3 inches behind the midplate. This engine, I just gave it away, does have a blower, but it sticks way behind the engine, and that means to put it in, we may possibly have to cut the dash bar out, which every single tube in the entire car is pretty much hooked to. So that's not ideal. But Danny has his long sleeve cutting wheel t-shirt on to get this dash bar out.
Oh, it can be done, but it's gonna be a project.
So we got to bolt the engine up to the midplate, set the engine in there, and then slide the blower back and see if it bolts up before it hits the dash bar, which I don't think it's going to. But let's not wait. Let's look at this engine. Check. You ready, Brian?
Go.
Get a step stool over there.
Let's go.
So, Brian, can you see on the side of it?
I can see on the side. Ooh, that thing's pretty.
Look at that thing.
Oh, now
Look at that.
I understand why there's 2 boxes.
This is a Ford 800 Noonan water block and water heads. You can see the front of these heads have like a plate machine on them, and that's so they can machine the water passages through the side and then bolt an O-ring plate on the side. That's the only way to do it. Obviously, if there's a casting, you can cast water ports a lot easier than you can machine them. So this is a street engine, which seems a little crazy, but it is actually a street engine. And I think this thing will make about 3,500 horsepower, which is way more than that thing needs for the street. So Noonan stuff is really nice. Like, all the machine work is absolutely awesome. And when we're going for street car, machined everything, polished everything, powder coat everything, super finished. You're talking about this is a $600,000 car when it's done. You want this. This is what you want. Not worried about complete overall performance, and not saying Noonan doesn't have that, but you're worried about the way the things look, and that's why he went from the Hemi that he had to this Hemi, because he wanted to finish off what's going to be a crazy car. And not only that is it a crazy car, it's probably one of the most rare cars you can get. Being a 41 Willys, the body itself is about $100,000. So this is not like putting it in a 69 Camaro or an S10. This is a really rare car with now the most expensive engine we've ever had here at CJ Race Cars. We're gonna get this thing out, but first let's look at the blower is also all billet, which is crazy, and it's super nice.
That's their cast block, correct?
No,
No, this
so the 4900 is a cast block, which I think they're still doing some stuff with, which originally what he was waiting for. He finally went with a 4800.
that's why it has these front plates
Billet
on
block.
it. So they can machine
Yeah.
the water jacket.
Well, I knew that for the head,
Yep,
but I didn't know. Okay.
the block has the same.
So I'm assuming it's Siamese, the 2 cylinders in the center don't have any water flowing around it.
No, they get through them.
Where did they machine that?
That's where they're machining from the end to end, and then they come up from the bottom.
So you're going, how do you get around all those liners? Oh, how do you get around, yeah.
There's,
It's way beyond my pay grade.
yeah. That's why they're. Have you seen their cast 4900? Was at PRI last year?
Yeah, it looks billet.
Yeah, it looks. They machined it so it looks billet. The cast
Yeah.
is beautiful on it.
Yeah.
Like, they had a raw casting there, and you wouldn't know after they machine it that it was a cast block forehead. They had a cast head there, and then they showed us the billet head. It's like, holy cow. It was-
Yeah, it's
that's
above my
pretty.
pay grade.
Yep. All right, let's look at this blower real quick. Ready? Got it?
Yep.
Look at that thing. All billet, black, machined billet blower with a carbon fiber hat.
Excellent.
And this is what you get for $140,000 right here.
This hat looks like Cameron's head on top of a blower.
It's half the size of my head. It's half the size of my head. It's got a lot more dark colors. There is some gray, kind of like my hair, but mostly it looks like my hair if I use just for men. But yeah, this is an absolutely awesome piece. The problem we have is how long it is back here. Again, it's not a problem. If we built the car with this blower, it'd fit fine. But we built it with this engine, which you can see the mid plate goes here. You have no clearance issues. I think that blower is about that much longer. So as we go up, we're gonna have some clearance issues on the chassis that we're about to find out just how bad they are. And either way, we're gonna make it work.
That's good.
All right, well, we got everything bolted together. This is our old motor plate, and the mid plate we modified just because we need to get it in there and see where we're going to be able to blow her before we worry about anything else. We're going to try that now. We're going to set it in there, level it out, and then hopefully set the blower on these studs, and hopefully it clears. If not, we got some stuff to do. So what Taylor's going to do is we're just going to take the blower studs out for now. That way we can set the blower on there and slide it back and see if it lines up with the holes. Because if it won't fit, we won't even be able to tell how far off it is because we won't be able to get it over the studs. So the best thing to do is just sit it on the intake, slide it back, see how much room we got. All right, so the mid plate in here is just a temporary mid plate. We actually use the Eagle's old mid plate and cut it to make it fit because all this is for mock-up. So if anybody sees these gaps here, it's because the mid plate is not perfect. So that's not staying like that, I promise. Probably good.
Go down just a little bit. you're at the first set of holes right now.
You're right, yeah.
Set it down. Lift it up again, Cameron.
Lift up?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Kind of on my hole.
No, just go up a little bit. All right, stop. No, I'm just looking. All right, go ahead, go down.
You move the studs to the front, it clears.
That's the first set of holes there.
Oh, wait a minute. You can go back.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You can go back to the second set of holes.
Well, I'll be daggone. I didn't think it was gonna fit. Look at that.
Just shove it back. It'll slide on there.
I thought this video was gonna be much more entertaining and involve a bunch of cutoff wheels and grinding, but it appears it's actually gonna fit. Hey, Danny's gonna be over there taking his shirt off, just screaming. He doesn't have.
I'm not one little bit unhappy that I haven't got to cut that bar out.
Me neither, to
do
be
it.
honest.
I would do it though. I would do it.
I think it's got to go on the front holes anyway.
Is that the back holes there?
Yes, we're close to it. Without the adapter. Yeah, it's past the back hole right now. You can see the O-ring groove on it. So you're gonna probably want to put it on the front hole anyway.
Well, hell yeah, you have to. It wouldn't seal in the front.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Maybe they do have to have a plate on there if you want to move it back.
Yeah, that's fine, Mom. Want to slide it forward then?
Yeah, put it on the front holes real quick.
Front hole? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on.
I think it'll look sexy on this.
Dude, look at that thing. That thing looks wild.
I'm so happy that it's got all kinds of clearance.
You missed the O-ring there too. That misses the back of the O-ring.
Put the front hole.
I think the front looks better too,
Yeah, sexy.
if it works there.
All right. Well, I'm putting the stud in.
Put the stuff in.
It would run better if it was in the back hole though.
Dude, that thing looks killer.
Unless you're going to run into an issue back there with
So
clearance.
we take some plugs out of here first.
I wonder if we need to, if I had to put a spacer somewhere
Fine.
to make sure it gets over the hood. It's gonna be close. We definitely want this over the hood. Actually, it might be. It's gonna be close.
Oh yeah, it probably there.
Yeah, that's good. As long as this is out of the hood. Well, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys like the most expensive engine we've ever installed in a car here, and hope to show you guys more content on this car. A lot of you have asked, and we were waiting on an engine, and now it is back to getting work done on it. I can't wait to see this thing on the street. Don't forget, go to cjracecars.com or harlowco.us. Order between now and Wednesday, 11:59 p.m. Anything, any merch off the website, either website, and you get a chance at getting Eagles Turbo in your order. We're going to pick one random order Thursday morning, and we're going to ship it in that order. Plus, if you order between now and then, we're going to throw a free signed sticker in every order over $25. So go to cjracecars.com or harlowco.us. Get your merch. Thanks for the support, and we'll see you on the next one.